After watching that video, I am convinced the governing body and Watchtower does not give a F about its members. Let's talk about it. Hey, and welcome back to Same Old Tea. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing and giving my commentary about a video that was sent to me by one of the real ones. And so in the video, I guess Watchtower now has it's the like video version of the daily text. I forgot what it was called, but she sent it to me via Instagram, and she said, "T, check this out." And it was titled "Learn from the Past, Don't Live in It." Like, okay, really? About 9 minutes, and then the speaker ends it by saying, "Forget the things behind and focus on the kingdom." So this whole little spiel was, don't focus on the past. If somebody's done this to you or done that or blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I just was like, this is some nasty work. I'm not sure, if this particular video was playing, weeks ago, days ago, years ago. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. But I just don't believe that it's a coincidence that it came after all this new light. And the difference between the newest light versus the beards, pants, being able to cheers. This new light about higher education is life altering. Okay? That's the difference. A person not being able to wear a beard, not being able to wear pants at the Kingdom Hall, not toasting at a celebration, that's not life altering per se, right? It can be embarrassing. It can make you awkward. It can make you stand out and appear different. But being someone my age, in their 50s, Gen X, and having it be pressured on you that anything beyond high school, don't even think about it. Like I said in my previous video about higher education and my thoughts, depending on your congregation, you could have gotten away with community college. If it wasn't something outside of a trade, and just like a job that you can get with your high school diploma or a GED or something like that, many people express stories that it was frowned upon. And so this new light is life altering. How do I know? People might say, T, you weren't born in, you weren't raised in, you came in with 2 degrees. Hell, you left with a total of 3. So people might feel like my voice in the space has no merit. But this is why I feel like I can speak on it. Because I have people messaging me privately, people who are leaving their experience on said video. People are thinking about seeking out legal counsel as to how they can get a class action going, or something like that, because this news here is life altering. People had opportunities to go to school for free, go to prestigious schools that could have led to other, networking opportunities and things of that nature. And so that alters the course of your life. Because if I could go back, I would have probably got my attitude together a little bit better and not taken for granted my Nursing Army ROTC scholarship. Okay? As I sit over here with 6 figures in student loan debt. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. So as I take in this video, this daily visual text or whatever it is, daily morning talk or whatever, I can't remember what it was called, y'all. But it was this week, probably about 3 days ago. Just go look for the title if you want to listen to it. And why this is so messed up in the timing of this video is because how dare they How dare you almost constantly now on a regular basis change the rules, new light, however you want to label it, and then basically tell people, shut the F up talking about it. Move on. Get over it. Don't live in the past. Look to the future. Tell that to somebody who then sat in jail for 20, 30 years for a crime they didn't commit. Oh, don't look to the past. Don't worry about that. Just look forward to the future. Don't worry about that. See how stupid that sounds? Give you an example. Let's say you have two friends. They in a car driving. The driver is doing whatever they want to do. Just doing whatever they want to do. It's my car. I can drive the way I want to. And don't you say nothing, passenger. Well, they get into an accident. Driver walks away, but not a scrape on them. But the passenger ends up having to get a leg amputated or arm amputated. And then the driver, as the passenger gets himself together, starts, a new normal with this missing limb, is constantly telling them, don't look to the past. Don't focus on the accident. Just move forward in your life. Yeah, that sounds real effed up, right? And that's exactly what Watchtower was doing to its members. That's what it feels like for ex-members who have left. But because of that doctrine of higher education being viewed so negatively, and they didn't pursue those things, even for those who have since leaving went on to go to college. Even Lady C and JT talk about their struggles, even when they was out, because they were older, because they had to work, because they had bills, and all these things. It took them about 10 years to finish their bachelor's, is what I recall them saying this week on their live talking about this. So to just tell people, like, don't focus on the past, move forward, get over it, that's BS. That is BS. I had someone comment on the video that she'll be turning 62 on Monday. And she said she's in a position where she cannot retire. She had opportunities to go to college, to advance in her studies so that she could, take on a more lucrative career. But because of being in the witnesses and the view of higher education was discouraged. And the doggone JW stands and apologists and trolls. I had one guy, he was respectful. That's why I didn't eat him up in the comments. Was talking about how he was able to get his, he got his master's and I did this and that. And it's like, dude, kudos to you. But that's not the norm. That's not the norm. Hell, I got my nursing degree. And I've told y'all time and time again the hell I got. But I wasn't about to let that stop me. Like, it don't say nowhere in the Bible that I can't go get another degree. That's y'all making that up. But what if I didn't value education, right? From what was instilled in me as a young person from my family, and just said, forget it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay miserable in teaching, even though I'm getting up every morning and I'm crying in the shower because I hate my job that much. That's just how bad it was. I hated it that much. So how would I feel if I was 50 years old now, still teaching, looking forward to however many more years? I would probably have at least 5 more years before I could even consider retiring, and being utterly miserable because some dudes up in New York have told all these millions of people, don't go get a higher education. I'd be pissed. I will feel like some of the people whose videos I've watched this week. I would be pissed. I couldn't imagine being 50, 60 years old trying to come up with the bandwidth to go back to school, right? The energy, the time, the money, right? It's a lot. But if you a young person coming out of high school, where your parents, as long as you go to the hall or whatever, whatever arrangement you got to get to where maybe you can have your a little part-time job and go to school full-time. They could have been let people do that. Like, we discourage them going away and living on campus. But if they want to go to, the local university, nearby university, something that's drivable, we're all for it, friends. They could have did that, and people, might have still had their gripes because they couldn't have had the, like, quote unquote full college experience, but at least they wouldn't have been denied an opportunity, right? When you're younger and you don't have bills and you have like the security of home, right? You're not responsible for the roof over your head, the food on the table kind of thing. Just maybe your little kicking it with your friends' money, keeping gas in your car, things of that nature, maybe even paying for your car note, right? It's a lot more doable. But now when you are 50, 60 years old, hell, even 40 something years old, it takes tremendous strength to decide to go to school full time and still have to work full time in some capacity. I mean, even in my case, I had to take my pension down on top of what I had saved, knowing that at some point in this nursing school, I have to leave the classroom completely because of just the workload that it would require. I wasn't married, I was single, and I was willing to do that because I said, I'll be 40 when I finish, and I will work my butt off to kind of catch up as far as retirement. And so one last thing I was thinking, I said, what if this, because they something else. I've been calling them evil genius in some of the videos lately. What if this, like, blatant, we don't give a F how you feel, we're gonna dish out some new light, and it is what it is. What if this is almost being done deliberately? And what I mean by that is, maybe they in that boardroom and somebody like, we got to draw a line in the sand. So let's see if we reverse some of this stuff that people have been murmuring about for years. And if it causes them to exit, fine. But the ones who double down, for the brothers who walking around thinking that, they holier than thou because they did not grow a beard or a goatee, they still wearing a tie and, all the bull junk, sisters who still are wearing dresses and skirts at the hall and in service, people who are still not going to cheers at celebrations. That's all well and good, right? But maybe just maybe it's to draw a line in the sand. Who do we really have the minds of, and who are lukewarm? What's that stuff they always talk about? Sheep and goats. I think that little narrative was phasing out as I came in, but I would hear stories about sheep and goats a lot. It could very well be that. On the surface, it does appear like, oh, they're trying to loosen up, give the ones who might be thinking about leaving a reason to come back. Let's make it a little bit more, able to be absorbed, and things of that nature. But I don't know. I'm always like trying to think about, it can't be what it appears on the surface. It has to be a motive to why they will let that go. Somebody, I don't know if I read it on somebody's video or somebody mentioned it or whatever, but somebody said they think the next thing to come out will be putting an age limit on baptism. That they'll have to be at least 18 And I was like, dang, you know what? You're probably right. Because with the CSA cases, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Because then they'll probably feel like, well, that would absorb us from that. No, it won't. Because it could be plenty of people grooming them people till they turn 18, and then here your old butt come marrying some 18-year-old girl. We see it all the time. It happens. Yeah, they don't give a F about their members. At the end of the day, they just don't give up. Okay? And it's really sad. It's really sad. They got these people believing that they should lay down their life for their brother, because they're going to get resurrected soon and very soon. Oh, Lord have mercy. My heart goes out to all the ones who are really struggling since hearing this news, you know, realizing the depth of this reversal has played in their lives. You know, make it a matter of, if you pray or meditation, or, you know, just being with your thoughts as to, you know, is it really too late to pursue it? And then is the benefit greater, you know, than the risk, kind of thing. But whatever you do, don't let them win. So don't let it overly consume you. Don't let it overly consume you. Find a way to let that energy go. And then move accordingly, is what I would say. Well, y'all, that's all I got. Like I say, this, the more I, you know, think about it, the more I read the comments, the more I message with people. It stinks. It stinks to high heaven. And yeah, I hold space for all the people affected. I just feel like the tone is a little bit different, so I'm not gonna do my normal outro. But if this resonates with you, I would appreciate a like. And you know, if this will benefit somebody else who may be experiencing these feelings, please do share it. Okay? And until the next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.